Don't eat at McDonald's in Canada again until you watch this that Big Mac in your hand right now. What we discovered inside will genuinely disturb you. Chemical additives banned across Europe. Contamination scandals buried by corporate PR. Ingredient lists that read like chemistry experiments. For decades, McDonald's has sold itself as affordable, reliable, family-friendly. The Golden Arches are as Canadian as hockey and Tim Hortons. But the McDonald's operating in Canada today is not what you think it is. We analyzed Health Canada data. We broke down ingredient lists line by line. We investigated recall databases and compared Canadian menu items to what's served in Europe and Australia. What we found is shocking. These are the uncomfortable truths every Canadian parent needs to know before handing their child another Happy Meal. And by the end of this investigation, you'll understand exactly what you're putting in your body. Let's expose it. McDonald's serves 3 million Canadians every single day. 3 million, that's nearly 10% of our entire population walking through those golden arches daily. Morning coffee runs, lunch breaks, after-school treats, late-night cravings. It's woven into Canadian life, convenient, cheap, familiar. But here's what most Canadians don't realize. The food you're eating at McDonald's Canada contains ingredients that are restricted or outright banned in other developed nations. And the company knows it. They reformulate products for European markets because those countries won't accept what Canada allows. That means Canadian families are getting a lower quality product. Not because it's cheaper to make, because Health Canada's regulations are weaker. You're being treated as a second-tier consumer in your own country. Number 1, the impossible-to-pronounce ingredients, and finally, the biggest problem with McDonald's in Canada, you have no idea what you're actually eating. The ingredient lists for most menu items are so long and full of chemicals that even food scientists can't pronounce half of them. Here are just a few. Azodicarbonamide used in yoga mats and shoe rubber was used in McDonald's buns until 2016 when public pressure forced them to remove it. Calcium propionate, a preservative in the buns, can cause migraines and digestive issues in sensitive individuals. Carrageenan, a seaweed extract used as a thickener in shakes, can cause inflammation and gut problems. Sodium benzoate, a preservative in sauces, has been linked to hyperactivity in children and DNA damage. And let's not forget about high fructose corn syrup, which is in almost every single item on the menu. The buns, the sauces, the drinks, even the pickles. HFCS has been linked to obesity, diabetes, fatty liver disease, and metabolic syndrome. McDonald's will tell you all of these ingredients are Health Canada approved and safe. And technically, they're not lying, but safe doesn't mean healthy. It just means they won't kill you immediately. The real question is, what are these chemicals doing to your body over time? Because when you eat McDonald's regularly, you're not just eating one burger with questionable ingredients. You're consuming a cumulative chemical load that your liver and kidneys have to process. And for kids, it's even worse. Their developing bodies are more vulnerable to the effects of these additives. Number 2, the McCafe mold problem. McDonald's has been pushing their McCafe line hard. Lattes, cappuccinos, iced coffee, fraps. They want to compete with Starbucks. And hey, their coffee is cheaper, so why not? Here's why not. Multiple health inspections have found that McDonald's coffee machines are breeding grounds for mold, bacteria, and biofilm buildup. The machines have complex internal tubing that's nearly impossible to clean properly without completely disassembling them. And just like the soda fountains, employees often skip this step because it's time-consuming and they're understaffed. One former McDonald's employee posted photos online showing the inside of a McCafe machine. The tubes were coated in black mold. The milk reservoir had a slimy film. The nozzles were caked with dried, crusted milk. Drinking mold can cause allergic reactions, respiratory problems, and gastrointestinal issues. For people with weakened immune systems, it can be dangerous. And it's not just the machines. McDonald's uses ultra-pasteurized milk, which has a longer shelf life but doesn't taste as fresh. The milk sits in the fridge for days, sometimes weeks, before it's used. And if the fridge isn't set to the right temperature, bacteria can grow. So when you order that iced latte, you might be getting a side of mold spores and rancid milk. Sounds delicious, right? And here's what really bothers me. McDonald's markets McCafe as a premium product. They charge $4 to $5 for a latte. That's almost as much as Starbucks. But at Starbucks, the machines are cleaned daily, the milk is fresh, and the baristas are trained in proper food safety. At McDonald's, you're paying premium prices for contaminated coffee served by teenagers who have zero training in sanitation. Number 3, the Big Mac sauce secret. The Big Mac, the flagship burger. To all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. But what exactly is in that special sauce? According to McDonald's, it's a combination of mayonnaise, sweet pickle relish, yellow mustard, vinegar, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. Sounds harmless, right? Not quite. The Big Mac sauce contains high fructose corn syrup, soybean oil, and preservatives like potassium sorbate and calcium disodium EDTA. It also contains propylene glycol, which is used in antifreeze and is added to food as a moisture-retaining agent. Yes, antifreeze in your burger sauce. Now, the FDA says propylene glycol is generally recognized as safe in small amounts, but it's also used in e-cigarettes, cosmetics, and industrial antifreeze. So not exactly something you want to eat. And let's talk about the beef patties. McDonald's claims to use 100% pure beef with no fillers, and that's technically true. But pure beef doesn't mean high-quality beef. It means the trimmings and scraps left over from cutting steaks and roasts. It's ground up, frozen, and shipped to McDonald's locations. And while McDonald's stopped using pink slimeline, finely textured beef in 2012 after public outcry, the beef is still heavily processed and comes from factory farms where cows are pumped full of antibiotics. Here is something most Canadians do and know. McDonald's sources beef from multiple suppliers across Canada and the United States. The quality varies wildly depending on where your burger was made. The beef might come from Alberta one week and Iowa the next. There's no consistency, no traceability, no transparency. You have no idea what farm that cow came from, what it was fed, or what antibiotics it received. And the Big Mac itself. 563 calories, 33 grams of fat, 11 grams of saturated fat, and 1,010 milligrams of sodium. That's 44% of your daily sodium limit in one burger. Add fries and a drink, and you're looking at over 1,500 milligrams of sodium in one meal. That's more than half your daily limit before dinner even happens. Number 4, the breakfast sandwich butter bomb. McDonald's breakfast is legendary. The Egg McMuffin, the Sausage McMuffin, the hash browns. It's the perfect way to start your day if you want to consume an entire day's worth of sodium and saturated fat before 9 o'clock a.m. Let's talk about the Sausage McMuffin with egg. Sounds harmless, right? It's just sausage, egg, cheese, and an English muffin. Wrong. This little sandwich packs 520 calories, 33 grams of fat, 12 grams of saturated fat, and 920 milligrams of sodium. That's 40% of your daily sodium limit in one sandwich. But here's what really gets me. McDonald's now uses real butter on their English muffins and buns. They made a big deal about switching from margarine to butter back in 2016, framing it as a quality upgrade. But here's the problem. They don't just spread a little butter, they drown the buns in it. One employee said they're instructed to use so much butter that it pulls on the grill. And if you have a dairy allergy, you're screwed. Because even if you order a sandwich without cheese, the bun is still buttered. And we're not talking about a light brushing of butter. Some employees report that McDonald's training videos show them putting entire pats of butter on each side of the bun. That's at least 2 tablespoons of pure saturated fat per sandwich. No wonder these breakfast items have such insane calorie counts. You're basically eating a stick of butter with a side of egg and sausage. And let's talk about those hash browns. They're delicious, I'll give them that. But they're deep fried in the same oil as the fries and nuggets. So you're getting all those same questionable ingredients, plus an extra dose of acrylamide, a chemical that forms when starchy foods are fried at high temperatures. Acrylamide is classified as a probable carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. So your quick breakfast is actually a sodium bomb, a butter bath, and a side of potential cancer-causing chemicals. The World Health Organization has warned that acrylamide in food is a major public health concern. Studies have linked it to increased cancer risk, nerve damage, and reproductive issues. But fast food chains keep serving fried potatoes because they're cheap and people love them. Your health, that's your problem, not theirs. Number 5. The McFlurry machine nightmare. We've all been there. You pull up to McDonald's craving a McFlurry or a soft serve cone. You order, and the cashier hits you with those devastating words. Sorry, the ice cream machine is broken. It's become a meme at this point. The McDonald's ice cream machine is always broken. But here's the thing, it's not actually broken. The machines require a complex cleaning cycle that takes for hours to complete. And if it's not done exactly right, the machine locks itself and won't work until a technician comes out to reset it. Some franchises just don't bother cleaning it. They'd rather tell you it's broken than deal with the hassle. But when the machine is working, do you really want to eat what comes out of it? Soft serve ice cream machines are notoriously difficult to clean. The tubes, nozzles, and mixing chambers are perfect breeding grounds for bacteria, mold, and listeria. Listeria is particularly dangerous because it can survive and grow even in cold temperatures. It causes listeriosis, which can lead to fever, muscle aches, and in severe cases, meningitis or death, especially in pregnant women, newborns, and elderly people. In 2017, a listeria outbreak was traced back to contaminated ice cream from Blue Bell Creameries, which killed 3 people. Well, that wasn't McDonald's. It shows just how dangerous improperly cleaned ice cream machines can be. And here's something that'll really make your stomach turn. Former McDonald's employees have posted videos online showing what the inside of these machines looks like when they finally open for deep cleaning. Black sludge, pink mold, layers of crusted, dried ice cream that's been sitting there for months. One employee said the smell was so bad they almost vomited. That's what your McFlurry is coming out of. And get this, the Taylor C602 machines that McDonald's uses are so complicated that franchise owners have to pay for expensive service contracts just to keep them running. Some owners have even sued the manufacturer because the machines are designed to break down frequently, forcing them to pay for repairs. So when McDonald's says the ice cream machine is broken, what they really mean is, we either don't want to clean it, can't afford to fix it, or don't trust that it's sanitary enough to serve you. Your move. Number 6. The soda fountain of filth. Okay, the food is questionable. Fine, you'll just stick to drinking soda. At least that comes from a sealed syrup container, right? The machine just mixes it with carbonated water. How bad could it be? Oh, buckle up, this one's going to make you gag. Multiple studies have found that soda fountain machines are breeding grounds for bacteria. And I'm not talking about harmless bacteria. I'm talking about coliform bacteria, which is an indicator of fecal contamination. Let me say that again. Poop bacteria in your Coke. A study from Holland's University tested 30 soda fountain machines and found that 48% of the beverages contained coliform bacteria. That's nearly half, and 11% tested positive for E. coli, which can cause severe gastrointestinal illness, urinary tract infections, and in extreme cases, kidney failure. How does poop get into your soda? Great question. It's usually from employees not washing their hands after using the bathroom. They touch the machine. The bacteria gets into the nozzles and the water lines, and then it sits there festering, growing, forming biofilms, which are communities of bacteria that create a slimy protective coating that's nearly impossible to clean. The technical term for this is bacterial colonization, and it's exactly as gross as it sounds. Once bacteria establish a biofilm, regular cleaning doesn't remove them. You need specialized cleaning solutions and complete disassembly of the machine. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a McDonald's employee take apart a soda fountain and scrub every internal tube? Never. That's when, and here's the worst part. Soda fountain machines are supposed to be cleaned daily. The nozzles should be removed, scrubbed, and sanitized. The syrup connectors should be cleaned weekly. But in understaffed restaurants, which is basically every fast food place these days, this doesn't happen. One former restaurant worker said they opened the top of a soda fountain and found dozens of cockroaches crawling around inside. Another person posted a video showing the mold buildup inside the soda lines. It looked like something out of a horror movie, and let's not forget about the ice. Recent studies found that ice from fast food restaurants, including McDonald's, had more bacteria than toilet water. Yes, toilet water. The ice you're putting in your drink has more germs than the bowl you pee in. How is that even possible? Because toilets get cleaned more often than ice machines. Think about it. When was the last time you saw someone scrubbing out the inside of an ice machine? Meanwhile, toilets get bleached and disinfected multiple times a day. The ice machine, maybe once a month if you're lucky. But wait, before we continue to the next item, which involves a machine that's broken more often than it works, take a second to subscribe and click like. It helps push this investigation to Canadians who need to see it. Let's keep going. Number 7. The Chicken McNugget Sodium Shock. Canadians love McNuggets. Quick, easy, kid-friendly, but here's what you're actually feeding your children. A 6-piece McNugget contains 270 calories and 540 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly a quarter of the daily sodium limit for adults. For children, it's even worse. Kids aged to 8 should consume no more than 1,200 milligrams of sodium per day. One 6-piece McNugget meal with fries and a drink can easily hit 1,000 milligrams. That's 83% of their daily limit in one meal. At McDonald's, before dinner, before snacks. Health Canada has repeatedly warned that Canadian children consume far too much sodium. Too much sodium in childhood leads to high blood pressure as adults. It damages kidneys, it increases stroke risk. It sets kids up for a lifetime of cardiovascular problems. And McDonald's profits from it. But sodium isn't the only problem. McNuggets contain sodium aluminum phosphate. That's a leavening agent that makes the nuggets light and fluffy. It's also linked to neurological problems in high doses. Aluminum exposure has been connected to Alzheimer's disease and cognitive decline. The amount in McNuggets is technically within Health Canada's safety limits. But here's the question no one asks. Why is there aluminum in chicken at all? Because it's cheaper than using better ingredients. It's about profit margins, not your health. And your kids are eating it too, 3-4 times a week, accumulating this chemical in their bodies while their brains are still developing. Then there's the mechanically separated chicken. McDonald's claims their nuggets are made from white meat chicken breast, rib meat, and tenderloin. Technically true, but that chicken is ground up mixed with binders and stabilizers shaped into those fun little boot, ball, and bone shapes, then battered, breaded, and deep fried. It's not chicken, it's chicken-flavored protein paste held together with industrial additives. One more thing, McNuggets are fried in the same oil as everything else on the menu. If you have a gluten or dairy allergy, cross-contamination is guaranteed. You're rolling the dice every single time. Number 8. The French fry chemical cocktail. Let's start with the most iconic item. Those perfectly golden, addictively salty fries. You'd think the ingredient list would be simple: potatoes, oil, salt. 3 ingredients like you'd make at home. But McDonald's Canada fries contain 14 ingredients. 14. Here's what's actually inside: potatoes, canola oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, natural beef flavor containing hydrolyzed wheat and milk, dextrose, sodium acid pyrophosphate, salt, and dimethylpolysiloxane. Let me repeat that last one, dimethylpolysiloxane. It's an anti-foaming agent added to the frying oil. It's also used in silicone caulking, breast implants, contact lenses, and silly putty. Yes, the same chemical you use to seal your bathtub is in your fries. Health Canada says it's safe. In the UK, McDonald's fries have, for ingredients, potatoes, vegetable oil, dextrose, and salt. That's it. Same company, same menu item, completely different standards. Canadian customers get 14 ingredients, British customers get 4. Why? Because Canadian regulations allow it, and McDonald's will use whatever saves them money and extends shelf life. You're not getting premium food, you're getting whatever they can legally get away with. But wait, there's more. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. It contains hydrolyzed wheat and milk. That means if you're vegan, lactose intolerant, or have celiac disease, these fries will make you sick. And McDonald's doesn't advertise this prominently. You have to dig through allergen PDFs on their website to find it. Most Canadians eating these fries have no idea they contain dairy and gluten. The company markets them as simple, classic, safe. The reality is anything but. And here's the kicker. One medium serving of McDonald's fries contains 340 calories and 260 milligrams of sodium. That's before you add ketchup, which contains high fructose corn syrup. You're consuming industrial chemicals, hidden allergens, and a sodium bomb all before your actual meal arrives. So when you take your kids to McDonald's for a happy meal, you're feeding them a cocktail of preservatives, artificial flavors, and petroleum-based dyes. The toy might make them happy, but the food is setting them up for a lifetime of health problems. Childhood obesity in Canada has tripled since 1980. Type 2 diabetes, once only seen in adults, is now being diagnosed in children as young as 10. Heart disease, high blood pressure, fatty liver disease, these are becoming pediatric conditions. And fast food is a major driver. Now, here's the thing. McDonald's isn't going to kill you if you eat it once in a while. But the problem is, most people don't eat it once in a while, they eat it multiple times a week. And when you're consuming these chemicals and additives regularly, the effects compound. Your body can handle occasional exposure to questionable ingredients. It's designed to filter toxins and process waste. But when you're bombarding it with industrial chemicals day after day, your liver and kidneys can't keep up. So what should you do if you're going to eat at McDonald's? At least make informed choices. Skip the soda fountain, get a bottled drink. Avoid the ice, don't order the ice cream. Hold the butter if you have a dairy allergy. Ask for grilled chicken instead of crispy. Choose apple slices over fries for your kids. And for the love of your liver, stop eating there every single day. Better yet, cook at home. Make your own burgers, bake your own fries. It takes 20 minutes, and you'll know exactly what's in your food. No dimethylpolysiloxane, no TBHQ, no poop bacteria, no mold-covered coffee machines. Real food made with real ingredients that you can actually pronounce. If this video made you rethink your fast food habits, do us a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe, because McDonald's isn't the only fast food chain with secrets, and we're just getting started. Next up, we're investigating Tim Hortons, and what we found about their coffee and donuts will shock you. Thanks for watching, and remember, every time you pull into that drive-thru, you're making a choice. Make it an informed one.